Now at 10, no testimony from accused killer Tremaine Wilborn. We break down what happened in court as the jury gets ready to deliberate. Plus, Bredesen versus Blackburn, where the two U.S. Senate candidates will be fighting for voters in the final days before November 6th. And why a Tennessee teen joined a statewide campaign teaching young people to stay away from tobacco and vapes. She's this week's Local Cool Kid.
Live from WATN Memphis, local every day. This is Local 24 News at 10.
The Officer Bolton murder trial is continuing through the weekend. Today, accused killer Tremaine Wilborn chose not to testify. Good evening, everyone. I'm Antwan Harris. The jury also traveled to the crime scene where Officer Sean Bolton died in 2015. Local 24 News reporter Annette Pegler breaks down what happened in the courtroom.
Tremaine Wilborn's defense team made a bold move this afternoon, asking Judge Lee Coffey for acquittal on the first-degree murder charge against Wilborn. Judge Coffey denied that acquittal, and then Wilborn changed.
The Nashville Catholic Diocese released the names of 13 priests who have sexually abused minors in Tennessee. 8 of them served right here in Memphis. All 8, though, are now dead. Paul Wiley St. Charles was dismissed from the priesthood in 2004 after 4 men said they were sexually abused as teenagers in the 1970s. The list also includes Father James Murphy, who was accused multiple times of abusing boys in group sex sessions with other priests in the 1960s. He continued to work for more than a dozen churches and schools, including Christian Brothers High School. Paul Frederick Haas was accused of abusing more than 100 people. He was dismissed from the priesthood in 1977. Memphis Monsignor John MacArthur said in a statement, quote, "We must be transparent because of the evil, but also because of the victims. A small percent of priest sins and failures harm us all." You can see the entire list of Memphis priests in the latest report on localmemphis.com. A convicted murderer will be the 3rd man executed in Tennessee this year. David Earl Miller was sentenced to death for the murder of 23-year-old Lee Standiford in South Knoxville in the 1980s. Investigators say Standiford was stabbed with a fireplace poker and a knife, tied up, and left outside of the house. Miller later admitted he had drank alcohol and was high on LSD the night he and Standiford were planning to meet up. Miller is scheduled to be executed in December. Local in Tennessee, parents at one Nashville elementary school are divided after students as young as kindergartners came home with the flyer from the National Rifle Association. The ad promotes the NRA's 80 Eagle program. It focuses on gun safety and what kids should do when they come across a firearm. Officials say the flyer was intended for parents to talk to their kids about gun safety, but some parents are wondering where the flyer was appropriate to begin with. Local 24 is your local election headquarters, and there are only 3 days left for candidates to make an impact on potential voters. Democratic Senate hopeful Phil Bredesen will be in Memphis Monday to meet with undecided voters from 4 to 6 p.m. He will make several stops around the Bluff City, including one in Orange Mound and another at Interstate Barbecue in South Memphis. Bredesen will be joined by Congressman Steve Cohen and Democratic candidate for governor Carl Dean. Bredesen's opponent is Congressman Marsha Blackburn, and she's about to get another boost from President Donald Trump. Trump is headed to Chattanooga tomorrow afternoon for a Blackburn campaign event. This is video right there on your screen from the last month when he campaigned for her in Johnson City. Blackburn is one of many candidates Trump will rally for this weekend. Need help getting out to vote? There are several companies offering rides free and no charge. All you need is a cell phone with the Lyft app. A driver will come right to your doorstep and take you to your designated polling place. The National Civil Rights Museum, NAACP Memphis, as well as several local churches are offering similar help. Just head on over to localmemphis.com for a list of the free and discounted options on Election Day. Local 24 will be covering the election all night starting at 8 p.m. Go to localmemphis.com for a special digital-only broadcast with results and analysis with Rudy Williams, political commentator Otis Sanford, and news reporter Mike Matthews. Then watch Local 24 News on CW30 at 9 for a special edition of your local election headquarters. But if you can't wait until Tuesday to hear more from the candidates, we have you covered. Carl Dean will join Richard Ransom and his expert panel of guests tomorrow on Local 24 this week. The show starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Local education today. Teach for America Memphis alumni were recognized for their work at the Halloran Center. This year there were so many worthy applicants, the selection committee decided to pick 6 finalists for a $5,000 Outstanding Leadership Award. Finalists have done everything from significantly improving academic performance to matching students with mentors. Volunteers assembled for a great cause this afternoon, collecting items to help families of St. Jude patients. Next Right Thing Charities held a Pack the Truck event today. It was a pantry drive for the Ronald McDonald House in Memphis. Walking Pans Curiosities in downtown Memphis provided space for the collection site, accepting food and household items. The Ronald McDonald House feeds St. Jude families free of charge. It's almost daylight saving time, and while that extra hour of sleep will feel amazing tomorrow morning, it's also a reminder to change the batteries in your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. The Memphis Fire Department recommends that you change the batteries whenever time changes. It could cut your risk of being hurt in the fire by 82%. Alarms should also be tested at least once a month to make sure those batteries are still fresh. We're used to seeing Dustin Starr in the wrestling ring, but last night he did the catwalk in lingerie. Starr wasn't the only one doing his best blue steel. We'll explain why coming up next.